Against this right back, Charlie's definitely. Against this right back, Charlie's definitely.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
There's always just that active when that defenders have been given, like. There's always just that active when that defenders have been given, like. There's always just that active when that defenders have been given, like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
I mean, with an intro like that, is there anything more to be said? People deluded, I'm back again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, in some cases, good night. One love, Twitch gang. Obviously, there isn't much news. I should change my name to Deluded Grinder, man. I'm putting in the shift, man, and I can't pause as well on that just in case. Obviously, big up the Twitch gang. Appreciative for all you lot support, not just on Twitch, but on YouTube. Any talking points, etc., get them in. One key thing I like about Twitch is the copyright laws. Obviously, you lot saw my channel for a couple of days was suspended because we had a watch along for Love Island, but generally, you know, Twitch seemed to be a bit more relaxed with that. I might have to join rants over there on Rumble. That might be the next platform. You know, the only outcome is income. I'm not loyal to none of these platforms because they ain't loyal to me. And obviously, it's been volatile where the earnings have been concerned. So yeah, man, obviously we're going to get into it, but I'm sure you've seen Ben White hasn't been called up to the England squad. I think he's been done dirty. Saliba's been called up. Fabrizio Romano's talking on Mudruk, and I think that's it. And we might as well watch the highlights of the Champions League and any other suggestions you lot have, man. Big up at you lot tuned in. United fan, but I kiss my teeth seeing Shaw and Fridge. Bob, you know how Southgate's thing is set. He's gonna pick his brethren, man. He's gonna pick his brothers. Like he's gonna. And to be honest, I don't think the personnel potentially, but I don't think he's wrong. I think if we do the maths, this is the last international break before the World Cup. Is it stupid to suggest that whether you're the French, Brazil, England, whatever team or the 30-odd teams that are going to be in the World Cup, the bulk of their squads, even the players that are not there, has been decided. There's probably a couple quote-unquote wild cards where Brazil's call-ups are concerned, maybe England, Ivan Toney's there on merit, but pardon me, maybe these guys are the guys that could get in it, but you'd imagine the vast majority of all of these international squads, apart from maybe at most 3 players, has already indirectly been decided, people, which is a bit unlucky. So Smith Rowe can't buy fitness, and there'll be many more World Cups to come. It's touch and go. I know Ben White's been playing right back, but he shows his versatility, and I don't think there's enough centre halves. I know Connor Cody's probably the chaperone, you know, when there's 7 p.m. curfew, guys like Connor Cody are going to make sure the players are actually there. And to be honest, you know, Foden, Grealish, these lot are probably going to be paired up with guys like that. So it's a bit of an L. You know, I think Ben White's personally been done very dirty. Like, I can't even describe how dirty he's been done, really, if I'm honest with you. Big up yourself as well. Big up DG, what a content creator, man. Appreciate that. With supporters like you lot, how could I complain about anything? But yeah, where the England squad is concerned, people in full, you know, Dean Henderson, Nick Pope, naming the best till last, Aaron Ramsdale. Now, Pickford's picked up a knock in general. I don't think Pickford's been bad this season, but I do think the goalkeeper spot should be debatable. Trent Alexander-Arnold, who ironically, when he's in better form, he's not called up. He's been called up. He joins Ben Chilwell, Connor Cody, Eric Dyer, Mark Gurhey, Reece James, Harry Maguire, Shaw, Stones, Tomori, Trippier, and Walker. You know, Southgate's going to play three at the back. You know, he's centre back, left back at full back, better yet, FC. Don't think there's enough centre halves. You know, Maguire's there, not on merit, but probably on reputation within that squad. Shaw the same. Don't think Dyer deserved the looking for a while now. Don't think Cody should be there. I think Ben White should be there ahead of him. You could argue Grealish and Saka shouldn't be called up based on their form if that's how you want to play it. Bowen the same. Ivan Toney deserves it. Tammy Abraham's just getting better and better. Harry Kane's the big dog there. So no complaints if I'm completely honest. Obviously, as a manager, you can't just pick the bulk of your squad on who's in form. You can't just pick the bulk of your squad as who's you trust. You have to find that balance. We do look a bit meaty in midfield. Calvin Phillips isn't fit. Mason Mount, obviously, he's a quality player, but his form hasn't been there. Bellingham, great player, played in the Champions League. It's a different dynamic doing it at the World Cup. Ward-Prowse deserves to be there because I think he gives England a bit different, as well as set-piece problems. So, yeah, man, really and truly, if I'm honest with you. And I think, you know, where Trent, where Ivan Toney, probably say only them two really there, you know, probably maybe Dean Henderson as well. You can't rule out Nick Pope and Ramsdale. They've been in decent form, especially Pope. But the names I said, Dean Henderson, to a degree, Trent Alexander-Arnold, potentially Eric Dyer, probably Bowen, Ivan Toney as well. They're probably what we was referring to as wild cards, if I'm completely honest with you. Really and truly, as guys that might be able to get themselves a look on the plane. Shout out to Brentford. I can't respectfully to Brentford. I don't think there's been too many players that have been called up. I think Ben White's been done a bit dirty, and potentially the bulk of that has been because of the amount of fullbacks. No complaints about Walker, in my opinion, and things like that. Love to see Stones there. There's not too many centre. Well, there is actually Maguire, Gurhey, Stones, Dyer, Cody. Cody's probably taking Ben White's place still. And you're right, man. To be fair, the squad selection don't matter. England ain't doing nothing against Italy or Germany, especially with Southgate leading. Harsh, man. Harsh, and more harsh. Shout out CeeLo in the cut. So, yeah, he's been done a bit dirty there. William Saliba has been called up to the French team. Obviously, there's some certified players. Benoit Badiashile, very decent young player at Monaco, centre-half that United tried to buy. If I'm completely honest with you, you know, big up Giroudi's back there. Lovely to see Guendouzi there. Fofana, you know, not the Chelsea one there as well. Camavinga's a quality player. So there might even be some wild cards where that's concerned as well, really and truly. But yeah, that's them, man. Obviously, if you take a look at Fabrizio Romano on Mudruk, he said there are many clubs in the race to sign him. When I was speaking to my sources during the summer about Mudruk with clubs around Europe, they told me from Shakhtar they really think this guy is worth more than 30 million euros. And when he plays like he did, excluding the mistake against Celtic, or he continues where the Celtic game and the Leipzig game to go off a decent game a few years ago, I think against Madrid, the young Ukrainian international, he's going to be sold to the highest bidder, really. And whether it's Arsenal, whoever wants him, you're going to have to probably pay more than you wanted. He also said, I think in the future, there's a chance for Arsenal, but not only Arsenal. In August, they had some conversations with the agents of Mudruk. But then when they knew about the price tag, way more than 30 million euros, they decided not to bid. So if before he, you know, to the people within football, he was a hot name, now he's getting a bigger name. If Arsenal walked away, then of course you can revisit it, but it probably looks like this is more than just paper talk. And he can talk about as much as, you know, Arsenal can have admiration as much as they want. He can talk up a move to Arsenal among other clubs. You don't agree a fee, you don't get the man in it. So yeah, man, you know, they should be probably saying 50 million to start the conversation, arguably, people. So it's looking like a myth there where these guys are concerned. Spinning the block looking for Arsenal news. As you know, there's F all there, really. Big up Saliba. Hopefully you sign a new deal. But yeah, man, it is what it is where this is concerned, people. Apparently, Newcastle are preparing a £17.2 million offer for Telemans. Obviously, Telemans is going to be subject to a lot of speculation in January, much like Douglas Luiz, because their contracts are running down. Potentially Glamando, the left back of Benfica, who we've been linked with. And I know he's under contract for a while, but Danilo, we heard Palmeiras are more open to selling him in January. So, and he's developing a lot of admirers in the European game. So, it kind of is what it is in that regards, but it don't look like there's any specific Arsenal news apart from that. David Dean has spoken about his biggest transfer regret, and that has been Cristiano Ronaldo. He said, I was asked by our chief